The views and opinions expressed on Unlock Your Wealth Radio are those of the host, guests, and callers only and are not necessarily the views of Unlock Your Wealth Radio, Heather Wagenhalls, or Success Publishing International.
More willpower than a barefoot woman at a shoe sale. Able to stretch a single paycheck for an entire month. Makes money concepts easier than third grade math. Introducing your purveyor of prosperity, Heather Wagenhall.
Work all day, stress all night. Take your mind off your money and focus on your life. Money don't matter or the stuff it bought. It's the way you think, not what you've got, yeah.
Unlock Your Wealth Radio starts now.
It says I.
It's a money mind ride.
It says I.
What says I?
I don't know. It's your eye is steady on your mic.
Oh, this guy?
Yeah, yours is.
Yeah, yours is too.
No, mine's flashing.
Yeah, but if I highlight that.
Oh.
See?
Okay. I was going to say, there's no I in team.
The I stands for input.
Oh, there we go. And what was that one movie? The guy goes, yeah, and there ain't no we, or there ain't no we either. Okay, let's get serious now. Welcome to Unlock Your Wealth Radio. I am your purveyor of prosperity, Heather Wagenhalls, making success simple for individuals just like you, with my biology-based approach to success, helping you overcome your personal and professional challenges to get out of debt, to achieve financial freedom, and live the life of your dreams. And guess what? I could not do that without my trusty sidekick, the maestro of Moolah, Michael Terry.
Oh, I'm flattered. Hey, folks, how you doing?
And we are going to help you get your money mind right on today's show with the following great features. Miguel?
We have a key 12. Practicing the 3 R's.
Pity thir. PT3R.
PT3R.
Pity thir. My little acronyms.
Everything has to be an acronym today. Everything.
Yeah, everything's an acronym. So we have an incredible Moolah word of the day because it has to do with, well, stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff. And who doesn't love an amusement park?
Every now and then, gotta have it.
Yes, but guess what? It's going to cost you more this year. And we have special guest Pete Trabucco that's going to be joining us a little bit later to share what we need to know about our summer vacation plans. And then, if we have time, I'm going to indulge in a little scam I'm currently involved in.
Cool.
Well, not that I'm not perpetrating the scam.
No.
Somebody's attempting to scam me.
Yeah.
Obviously,
You're in the scam
not a
seat.
listener of the radio show, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Because it's really kind of funny how ignorant they are.
That's unbelievable.
Especially because they approached me on a radio show profile, not like a personal Heather Wagenhall's profile that has no association to the radio show whatsoever.
Unbelievable.
Yes, it's crazy, but we're going to talk about that. Hopefully we'll have enough time before our guest gets here. But first, what can you do to increase your knowledge and effectiveness?
What can I do?
It's next week's key, by the way.
Read.
Read is it. And for Unlock Your Wealth Radio listeners, Audible.com has a free audiobook for you. All you have to do is visit audibletrial.com/free book and click on the link to over 150,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Nice.
Yes, it's so very exciting because, well, we're going to have a great key next week. This week's key, practicing the 3 R's. Let me just tell you how awesome it is because we do this every Monday on our Unlock Your Wealth live show from our Unlock Your Wealth Radio Facebook page. And can I just tell you, I had the best question asked to me at the end of it that had nothing to do with this week's key, mind you.
Yeah.
But it got me answering a particular question. Should I work for money or passion? So that's your teaser. If learning how to practice the 3 R's is not enough, well then, that is alone worth the price of the ticket of admission. And all you have to do to be a part of the show is visit facebook.com/Unlock Your Wealth Radio, Mondays, 9 a.m. Pacific, and you can join in the show too. Ask your own questions, get them answered live on the air. It's pretty exciting, and it can go in any kind of direction. But learn the 3 R's because we did I had an opportunity. I had really great input from the people that were participating in the broadcast. And so it flowed really well. So I was really able to get out a whole lot of information and use some really good examples in it. So I was really excited. I almost kind of like doing the video live show than when we did the Keys to Riches on radio, just because I get actual fan interaction and I got people that are interested in learning and absorbing the key. And
it's like taking phone calls, I guess.
Yeah, it was so great, and so it was pretty awesome. So I really enjoyed it. So all you have to do to participate, facebook.com/Unlock Your Wealth Radio, or if you want to see the replay, just visit us at our YouTube channel or at our website, unlockyourwealthradio.com. So practicing the 3 R's is really important. It's the piece that takes budgeting to the most exponential level. And it's the one thing that budgeting really doesn't include. And that's why we break our budgets like in Key 7. So it's a critical piece. So if you want to exponentially increase your effectiveness financially, you must tune in to this week's Unlock Your Wealth Live. But we are now at our Moolah word of the day. Moolah word.
Moolah word.
I said it was stuff. So specifically, stuff. How about commodity? We hear about this term, and commodity is essentially stuff, right? Let's talk about what the investorwords.com definition is of it. It is a physical substance such as food, grains, and metals, which is interchangeable with another product of the same type. So, like, if you think about commodities that are traded, you think about oranges. There's many growers, but it's one commodity. Right?
Is that traded? Oranges are traded on the market?
Yeah, well, orange juice. Yeah. Okay. Didn't you see Trading Places? Oh, my gosh.
No, I didn't see that.
That's like a prerequisite before next show.
Yeah.
Like, we can't go forward until you watch Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd.
I've seen bits and pieces.
Oh, my gosh. You got to watch. You will know so much more. It actually is a really good education about how it works. Yeah. And it's funny. I can't believe...
Yeah, there's
don't make me lose faith in mankind.
I know it's hard to see every movie out there.
But you've had 30 years to watch it.
I've never seen Animal House.
Well, I didn't really see it until Fred started watching some of the replays either. But that's proximal to this show.
Oh well, yeah, but
Have you seen Boiler Room?
I'm also a musician.
Oh my God. That's precisely why you need to watch. Have you seen Boiler Room?
No.
With my buddy Giovanni Ribisi.
No.
He's in there. He's in one of my friends'
Boiler
movies.
Room, huh?
Boiler Room. And, kind of like Sneaky Pete. It's for the scams. You got to watch Sneaky Pete on Amazon. Oh my gosh, the second season was better than the first.
Yeah, that looks like a good show.
It is. I've already finished the second season.
Okay, well maybe I'll put
You got to read it. It's by the Bryan Cranston, the drug guy.
Oh, the Breaking Bad guy.
Yeah. Right. So, you got to watch that. So, a commodity, for the Moolah word, is a physical substance such as food, grains, and metals, which is interchangeable with another product of the same type, in which investors buy or sell, usually through futures contracts. The price of the commodity is subject to supply and demand. Risk is actually the reason exchange trading of the basic agricultural products began. For example, a farmer risks the cost of producing a product ready for market at some time in the future because he doesn't know what the selling price will be. More generally, a product which trades on a commodity exchange, this would also include foreign currencies and financial indexes and instruments. So, for example, we had Kiana Dial, the Invest Diva, and she taught us how to trade foreign currencies. So an exchange is a commodity, and it's a speculative stock. You're betting that something is going to happen. That's why everybody watches weather reports. When you hear these freeze warnings and, oh my gosh, crops were destroyed, then that means prices are going to go up. Yeah. But how do you hedge against that? I mean, you have to hedge against inflation, market conditions, things like that. And so you buy options. We have a friend who is a toy manufacturer. Part of what goes into that is petroleum. And so the cost, and supply and demand of petroleum is all over the place. And so in order for him to stabilize his product pricing, and availability, he has to do arbitrage, right? Because he has to be able to make money in the markets based on what he thinks he's going to have to pay, so he doesn't have to pass that on to the consumer.
Right.
So it's a pretty nifty deal.
Right.
So I'm pretty excited about that. If you want to see me live, I am so excited. National Financial Literacy Month is April. And I am speaking at the westvalleywomen.org, West Valley Women Organization. And for those that attend, they're going to get my free financial, personal finance tips for women. It's an exclusive only to this event. So if you want a copy of it and you're in Arizona, by golly, April 3rd, I would love to see you. It's also their annual hat luncheon, and it's one of my best friends, Lisa Platt, and all you have to do is visit the Facebook page, West Valley Women, or go to their website, westvalleywomen.org, but reserve your tickets now, buy online, because there's a limited supply, but I'm really excited for this special event. And I guess I'm going to have to tease you for next week, but by that time, I'll have this scam unwound, because our guest is here, so we need to be getting ready to talk to him. So when it comes to our finances, one of the things that can destroy our budgets are family vacations. And what's worse is what happens if the cost of that vacation gets out of control. Yeah. And wouldn't it be great if you could have a crystal ball and know whether that's going to happen?
Oh, man.
Well, I have our soothsayer.
Okay.
Of travel prices today. So how much can you expect to pay for a visit to your favorite amusement park? And wouldn't it suck if prices went up? The winter months are quickly becoming the annual bearer of ticket increases, with competing resorts tending to influence each other's pricing structures. Amusement park expert Pete Trabucco uses his expertise from his all-new book, A Personal Guide to the Best Thrill Rides, Amusements, and Water Parks. And he's going to break down the details on how the pricing structure works and how it will impact your finances. So a pretty exciting topic, especially because now we just hit spring break and summer's coming. So Pete, welcome to Unlock Your Wealth Radio. You are our first amusement park expert ever on the show.
Well, thanks for having me on. I do appreciate it.
I have never had a roller coaster or amusement park expert on the show. This is our first time. We're so excited.
Well, I am so excited to be on your show and be the first one. I think I just made history then.
Yes. It's a history-making moment here. And the reason why, it's that time right now. Everybody's going on spring break here in Arizona, and around the country, people are starting to plan for spring breaks. And summertime, this is what was making me think. Summertime is, not everybody maximizes spring break, but everybody likes to do a family vacation in the summer. And as we're thinking about this, we need to start saving, because amusement parks aren't as cheap as they used to be. Would you agree with that statement?
No, absolutely not. The pricing has gone up on all the major amusement parks, as well as the local ones as well.
So what does it take for, let's say, a family of 4 to vacation, to do, the National Lampoon's Vacation and head to Wally World kind of thing?
Well, the figures basically are pretty simple. I mean, a ticket at Universal Studios costs you between $125 and $130 just to get in. Disneyland and Disney World are in the hundreds as well. So it's pretty expensive to do all that type of stuff. For a family of 4, you got to times that by 4, as well as talk about food and even though there are programs, meal programs that they have, it can be a very expensive thing. So realistically, if a family of 5 going to one of these parks, Universal, Disneyland, Disney World, Knott's Berry Farm, or any of the big Cedar Fair or Universal Studios, it's going to run you about $500 to $600 just for the day in order to get tickets and food.
Michael's shaking his head.
Just insanity.
Yeah, I mean...
And that doesn't include airfare. That doesn't include hotel. There are a lot of other aspects of a trip. I'm figuring on a regular trip, let's say you go to Disney World or Universal Studios and spend a week there, it's probably going to run you $2,000 or $3,000 when all is said and done for that trip. But again, it's making memories. It's doing something that we don't do every week or every year, and it's something that will live in the hearts of many after long after you've done it.
So that if you had to break that down to save for that family vacation, think about this. You would have to save $10 a day for an entire year.
Well, that sounds about right. But vacation is, of course, there are staycations. You could stay home and go to your local, your local amusement park or your local watering hole or beach or whatever. There's a lot to do in Arizona and Phoenix, and of course, I have relatives in old Tucson area. You can do that as well. But no matter what you do, you have to allow for gas mileage, tolls, and meals. And no matter what you do these days, even if you're going to a park, let's say a free park to go into like Yellowstone or one of the national park services, it's still going to cost you in order to be there. So unfortunately, that's just something you have to sort of budget and make sure everybody that's involved is on the same wavelength, the same plan that wants to do the same thing.
Yeah, fun fact about Arizona, we have more shoreline than California does with all of our lakes.
Do we really?
Yeah. It's a pretty crazy thing. I saw, I grew up here and we had no money. So whether it was spring break or summer vacation, we never did anything. We didn't go anywhere. We went once to Disneyland with my grandparents, I remember once. And that was about it because my grandparents took us. So
now I hope you're not going to be singing the George Strait song "Oceanfront Property" in Arizona.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I own probably half a Yuma. I'm just waiting for California to fall off. Just kidding. But, that's what they do say here. But we'll see. They might become their own country here soon politically if we're not careful. Because I don't know that we wouldn't stop them from succeeding from the Union. But that's a whole nother show. So Pete, when you mentioned staycations, so are there any small type of localized resort amusement park entertainments, or are they just all swallowed up by the big boys?
Well, a lot of them are getting swallowed up by Knott's Berry Farm or the Cedar Fair operations, the Walt Disney Worlds, the Disneylands, the Universal Studios, the Legolands, the Sea Worlds. But, you will always find local amusement parks, little mom pops that are absolutely amazing. They're great places to go. I know in Arizona, you got the castles and coasters, which used to be there, if I remember prevalently. But there's also smaller places like in Minneapolis. You've got Nickland or Nickelodeon Land, which is at the Mall of America. You've got Lake Compounce in Bristol, Connecticut. Knoebels in Pennsylvania. Pretty much every state has their own little local. Even in San Diego, you've got Belmont Park. So, there are a lot of places you can go to that are close by that'll give you that same atmosphere that you have if, let's say, you're going to a lot of the big amusement parks, and you will in fact save money on many of them.
Well, I know that we have Butterfly Wonderland also. We have this new Dolphinaires thing, but it's $200 to go there, a person.
Where's that?
Dolphinaires, the thing right there off of Indian Bend.
That's $200.
$200. I was like blown away.
They'll go out of business.
But no. The parking lot's packed all the time. They're doing something. They're doing something. You are listening to Pete Trabucco on Unlock Your Wealth Radio. This segment is sponsored in part by KeepMyID.org, the only service that actually prevents identity theft. All others are just monitoring services. Put your credit on lockdown for Unlock Your Wealth Radio listeners by visiting our website at unlockyourwealthradio.com/keepmyid and start protecting your financial future right now. So, Pete, what can we expect pricing-wise from some of these smaller operations? Are we still looking at ticket prices over $100?
Well, in some places it's going to be less. And for example, there are still amusement parks out there that they don't do the pay one price thing where you go in and you get the rides. A place like Knoebels, for example, which is in near Williamsport, Pennsylvania, where they do the Little League championships, they go by ride. If you go to Coney Island, and you go to Dino's or you go to Cyclone, Luna Park, you actually pay by, kind of like a carnival rate, where you'll pay by the amount of rides that you want to ride. If you want to ride a ride once or twice or whatever, you pay for tickets. So there are still the old style ones where you could save a lot of money and just ride a few rides and, take in the atmosphere. Of course, at Coney Island, you got the boardwalk, as well as the famous Wonder Wheel, which is there. So that, there's a lot to do, and you could spend a lot less money. And then, of course, there's the pay one prices, which started up in the 70s. And of course, that's the big amusement parks. So for these little ones to stay in business, they've got to continually add rides, continually add attractions, or just be very local, that people know where they are, love them because of who they are, or what they are, and can do that. But you'll find that a lot of small amusement parks are either converting and going, being bought out by the bigger amusement park or facilities, or they're just going out of business or doing something totally different, because it is very competitive out there, very competitive business, and a multi-billion-dollar business at that.
No question there. Now, so as we're thinking about family entertainment, I remember, growing up, at least, I haven't paid attention, in recent years, but I remember growing up, on the backs of our grocery receipts, there would be coupons. Where do folks look for discounts now if they want to be able to go to some of these bigger attraction pay one price parks, but that $125 a person is not realistic? Are there places that folks can find, maybe on the internet, or, mail in things that they can sign up for where they can get coupons to reduce that cost?
Absolutely. Every amusement park out there, even the smaller ones, for example, like maybe Hershey Park in Milton Hershey, or Lake Compounce, or even smaller parks like a Casino Pier over in the Jersey Shore. You're going to find circulars, obviously in the newspapers. When you go to convenience stores, you're going to find coupons where if you bring in, it's 10% off, 20% off, or something along those lines. If you go online to each of these websites, all the websites, they're going to have specials and little banners on how to save money. Of course, Disney and Universal have these family meal deals, which are absolutely amazing. You can pretty much get what you normally would get if you're just an outsider and buying, and pay less, a heck of a lot less than you normally would. So there are things out there. You want to keep your eyes and your ears open. Airlines also have specials that go along. Of course, if you're going to a place like Orlando or maybe Los Angeles in order to go to some of the parks in those areas, you're going to get better fare, because obviously they fly all the time. So the smaller airlines like Southwest and Spirit Airlines, Frontier Airlines, these places are going to have specials, as well as the big ones like American and United and Delta. So, you just got to keep your eyes open. Look for the discounts. Sometimes the discounts will come a week or 2 weeks before you want to leave, and you might even get a great deal last minute. But they're everywhere, because the amusement parks know it, and any place you go to, even cruise lines, they all know that you need to save money and you need to get business as any way you possibly can. It's extremely competitive, so they're going to try to make it easy for you to get a discount. Maybe inflate the prices for when you go, but then of course have special discounts when once, especially during off hours, like right now. Basically, this is an off time for a lot of the major amusement parks, because people will normally come during the summer. They don't normally come during the winter or fall. Sometimes in the spring it might pick up a little, but it depends on when you're going. And these places are, Six Flags, for example, is a good example. $33 million, just in the sales alone, for individual parks. So, they want to stay in business, and they've got to be able to offer some discounts as much as possible to get people like ourselves who really can't afford that high ticket price to come on by.
So seasonal travel, if you're willing to be flexible with your schedule, then that may work for some individuals to go a little earlier, or maybe off season. They can still experience that same thing, but for a lot less. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you book a trip now, let's say for maybe April or May, it's going to cost you a lot less than it would if you book a trip that's going to be in June, July, or August. And again, if you book a trip in September or October, it's going to be a lot less than it would be, again, if you were going there in the summertime. The only exception is around Christmas time, because amusement parks are especially big at Christmas. Disney does a good thing. Universal does. I forget the show, but they do an amazing show, The Grinch, on how we spell Christmas, which everyone loves to go and see. And of course, you've got Harry Potter, which is a winterized type of a holiday type of a place to go to with fake snow and everything. So these places are going to be a little more expensive. But if you go, the best time really to go is January, February, or March. Because you will save a lot of money, a ton of money going, because they want to get the people down there. The locals are not going to spend $125, $150 per person. But the people that are coming in from other places might, if the rates for the hotel, the flight, and of course the what we call the park hoppers, which actually cost less money to hop around each park. If you get a great deal there, you might as well go and utilize it.
Even in the summer, like in July, people want to go to Florida and Southern California in July and August?
Well, no, that's the worst time to actually go. June, July, and August, you're going to find a lot of people going to all these amusement parks, and it'll be a lot of people who have vacations. They don't want to take their vacations. They're 1 or 2 week or 3 week vacations. During the wintertime. So what they'll do is they'll actually take it during the summertime, and they'll head to Disney or Universal. No, it's January, February, or March, or more like September, October, November. Probably the best times to actually hit an amusement park or pretty much go anywhere on vacation in the United States.
Yeah, when I was 19, 20, and 21, that was like my thing. I would go to California to Disney for my birthday in November. So good. It was awesome because apparently it was cheaper too. What a score.
Yeah, I would think nobody would want to be in Florida in July.
Who wants to be in Florida at any time of the year? It's always swampy there, but we're spoiled here in Arizona with our great weather. So any final thoughts about, what about, a lot of these amusement parks have hotels, especially when you talk about Disneyland, Disney World, they have hotels attached to the parks. Is there a value to stay at their hotels? Is it cheaper versus getting a hotel outside of it? Do you get any ticket, discount or package deals? Is there stuff like that we should be looking for?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, in my latest book, Personal Guide to My Favorite Roller Coasters and Thrill Rides and Water Parks, I actually go through that whole thing. If you're going to Universal Studios, for example, they've got 4 amazing hotels, and the cool thing about that is if you do that and go onto the hotels, there are special hours. You actually get like a fast pass where you go through all the lines because you're at the hotel. Of course, Disney does the exact same thing with their magic hours. They've got 30 or 30 plus hotels to go to. Some are high level, and some are mid range, and some are like the lower level places you can go to. But once you're, a guest at one of their hotels, again, you get the magic hours, you get special pricing, you get busing back and forth between locations. So yes, it definitely does pay. Even Cedar Fair is coming on board with stuff along those lines. It definitely does pay to stay at one of the hotels because you save a lot of money and you get special hours where only if you have a special hotel pass or a guest pass, you can actually enjoy the park after hours.
Well, thanks so much for your time today, Pete. And you have created the ultimate resource when it comes to amusement parks and water parks. Where can folks find your book? And give us the title again.
Not a problem. My latest book, you can go to www.petetrabucco.com. The book has come out in May. It covers pretty much all the amusement parks that we talked about, water parks, and even parks in Europe. And the money that I get for this, any revenue from my end, I can't speak for the publisher, but from my end, will go to charity organizations. So, I want to pay it forward. And I think the book is a good way to do that.
That is outstanding. Thanks again for being a part of the show. And for those of you who are driving around without a pencil, never fear. UnlockYourWealthRadio.com is here where you can visit Pete's show page, get the links to his website, and so much more. For the maestro of Moolah, Michael Terry, I'm Heather Wagenhals. Now go out and unlock your wealth today.
UnlockYourWealthRadio.com is produced by Heather Wagenhals and the Unlock Your Wealth Foundation. UnlockYourWealthRadio.com and its affiliates are copyrighted 2018 with all rights reserved. For more information on the Keys to Riches Financial Wellness series, please visit our website at www.unlockyourwealth.com.